let's review some things that have happened and some things we know.
Sorry. Got my dice out of my pocket. I'm very ready.
You just carry them around with you the last 2 weeks. Just
yeah, for a week, and I forgot them there.
All right. Well, we have some things to review that we know and that are happening. The first thing that we know is where your characters physically are. And as I recall, Chloe is still rushing around the streets of Marseille in a complicated jumble of passengers. But now she is frantically looking for her notebook and unable to find it. And she is not really paying attention to her surroundings because she is carrying out a contact role. Now, am I correct in thinking that you are still in the car? I don't think you left the group of people.
No, I stayed with them.
Right. And so then we also have Livia, who has been conducting a big ritual in her church with followers and all sorts of activities. The man Adam is currently imprisoned somewhere in the church, somewhere scary, I think. And you have this ring. It has already spoken to you, and it has a strange and hypnotic effect in some ways. You are both perceiving the ring, whose name is Heritage, and you are both perceiving it to the exclusion of perceiving anything else. I'm not saying that your characters are floating in the blackness. I am just saying that all you perceive is this ring. And each other.
Okay.
From either side of it. And the question that Livia asked recently was, is my father still alive? And the answer was yes. Then there is also the question that I think one of you asked, and I can't remember which one of you asked, which is, what do you want? And was it Livia or Chloe?
Yeah.
Livia.
Okay. Asked, what do you want? Now, the answer is perfection. And this refers not just to a mysterious concept, but you can understand the demon in terms of its logic. And it, according to it, the way it thinks, perfection is like a closed time loop, perhaps, or a series of emotional events by which every single person has killed somebody and now everybody is dead. Or it is something like verbally an incredibly complex sentence which begins meaning something and ends up meaning the same thing, and you don't know anything anymore. You said all these things and nothing has changed. So that kind of circular thinking or imagery or set of events is what it considers perfection. It is though it is always seeking to make the perfect poem, the perfect portrait, the perfect influence on the world, so that it becomes a fixed, closed, and finished phenomenon. And so when it says perfection and you are looking at its shape, it becomes very clear to you exactly what it means by that.
It's not the simplest need I heard.
And so the first thing I want you to understand is that it can make you perfect. And it will try. And it can make you understand exactly what to do to achieve this. And you can each hear or sense some kind of voice speaking to you that does not want you to do this. And in your case, Chloe, the feel of jasmine actually coming up through your mouth and coming out as if to block you from saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
And in the case of Epiphany, it is the impact, is the effect on all of the other people in the ritual, who are all becoming very intense about what they are saying and chanting in the ritual, as if to capture your attention away from this thing. So your demons are kind of, think of the demons as standing over there on this side, jumping up and down.
Stop!
But this demon is perfectly capable of making your lives miserable with an ability that it has, and let's see how this does to your will. Okay?
Like right now. He's doing it right now.
Like he's doing it right now. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, this can be a conflict, so if you want to do something of your own, feel free to do it, after all. And let us not forget that you are sorcerers and have some abilities and rituals available to you that you might want to use.
Can the demon use its power if it's contained?
I cannot use its power if it is contained.
I will try to contain it.
I see.
I will up you.
Okay, and there we go. Perfect. All right. So let's take a look at containing. Now, the trouble is that this has to be a fast ritual. And fast rituals do not get a lot of dice. But that means that's okay. It's possible. But it means that we might want to think a little bit about some strategy or some way that you are doing it so that we get a very strong visual picture of how this is done.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
Can we not like make it weaker?
You can punish it too. That's true. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And then we can try to contain it.
That's true.
Does any of our sorcerer's knowledge can help us with that? Like.
Yes, quite a bit, as a matter of fact. Would you like to make a lore roll against its telltale to see how much you can learn?
Yeah, I would like to do it.
Excellent. So, you're going to throw yourself into its perfection to see if you can understand this better, I think. So give me your roll. And are you going to do the punish roll, or what will you do for Chloe?
Yeah, I think I will do the punish roll.
Okay. So how is Chloe going to do this punish What is some kind of act you think you might do, or some kind of symbolic gesture, some sort of way of dealing with this creature that will punish it?
I know you said that he liked something that is perfect, right?
Yes, I did.
So I'm going to do something that's not perfect. Like, I'm going to say a very disturbing sentence, like something that is just very not how he likes. And yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to say everything that I think about, like very disturbing, not perfect sentences.
Okay.
You could sing with the wrong notes,
Oh yeah, I could also do that.
Okay. So what we have in that case is you will be rolling your will against its stamina.
5.
And then also, actually, I think I'm going to do something interesting with time here, so we will get our whole dice. And so let's get you your 5 dice. And so what would you be rolling for the lore? You will be rolling your lore value, correct? So that's okay.
Yes. So that's 2.
Well, wait, that's 2. You will be rolling your.
No, for
you will be rolling your will. It is Livia who rolls her lore.
Sorry.
This is the worst roll ever.
Okay.
Mine is also really shitty. Like, really bad.
Okay. So what did you roll?
So you have a 2 and 2 1.
Okay.
I have 2 5.
I see. Okay. Well, in that case, let us see how this thing does with its defenses. Okay. So I think that's pretty clear. And I also think that, on the other hand, even with 1 die to defend against the lore roll, it still does pretty well. So at this time, I would say that Heritage is dominating the situation.
Yeah.
And so the first thing it's going to do actually is going to attack both of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Okay. With a terrifying attack called Taint, which is actually going to temporarily damage your humanity. And so you need to roll. You need to roll your humanity, both of you, in dice. Tell me your highest value.
I have 5, I think. Huh?
Yeah, you have a great big humanity for Livia right now.
No, I have 6, I think.
That's right.
I have 6.
High value?
I've got 8.
8, okay.
9.
9. How many 9s?
1.
1, okay. So, each of you, I got my 2 values, my 2 highest values are both 9s. Each of you is going, yes, each of you will lose 1 point of humanity. And each one of you will become extremely beautiful. The sentence that you are saying, Chloe, turns into a beautiful song. And in Livia's case, she is going to become physically, you're going to look more like an idealized, you are kind of this tough person with a lot of fighting ability. And you're going to look more like a painting of a saint now, more of a completely different physique. And so the 2 of you are actually altering in your appearance and what you are presenting as it is affecting you. So this is not enough to change your behavior in either case. But I should let you know that if it is able to drive your humanity down to 0, which will only be temporary, but then your characters are under my control.
Okay.
Okay.
So you can see that this thing is horrifyingly seductive.
So now, how much is our humanity?
Well, for now, you have a temporary loss of 1 point.
Okay, temporary.
Right. But it will come back. This is not like a real humanity loss.